That should be live now.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. Hello and welcome to Mountaineering Ireland's AGM. Thank you for taking the time to join us at our very first virtual AGM. The presence here tonight is most welcome. My name is Mauro McDonough and I'm the CEO of the company. I'm going to take you through a few housekeeping slides before going through the roll call. Then after the roll call, I'm going to hand you over to the Chairman of the Board of Directors of Mountaineering Ireland, Mr. Paul Barron, to commence the AGM. Please be patient with us at our very first virtual AGM, and it's new territory for us to move into. So I'd just like to go to the first slide when it comes to housekeeping, please, Ruth. Thank you. The AGM will be recorded and streamed live on the Mountaineering Ireland YouTube channel, as you're already aware. So please take responsibility for what you do and say. The AGM is being hosted at the head office of Irish Sport HQ at the National Sports Campus in Blanchardstown, Dublin 15, which is our head office. The AGM panel will consist of 3 members: Chair of the Board of Directors, Paul Barron; Chair of the Finance, Audit and Risk Committee, Melda Buckley; and myself as CEO. The AGM is being supported by Ruth Whelan as the host and Siobhan Quinn as the facilitator, which is required when using this facility under Zoom. I'm sure you're all very familiar with Siobhan and Ruth from the office. Reports will be taken as read. Once registration and roll call is completed, the AGM will be locked to ensure that only those present and accounted for at the AGM can actually vote. Please be patient during the roll call and limit any background noise to ensure everyone hears their name being called out. So during the roll call, it'll be the only time in the AGM where everybody's mic will be live. So any background noise like phones ringing or dogs barking or whatever it may be can add to interference. And it's very important during the roll call that we can hear your name and confirm that you are at the AGM. Next slide, please, Ruth. How questions and answers will work. As clubs and individual members pre-submitted their AGM questions in advance, those relating to the AGM will only be discussed tonight. Those that are not relevant to the AGM will be addressed at the club and individual member support event taking place next Thursday night, the 2nd of July, via Zoom also. If delegates wish to raise a question during the AGM, then please click on the Q&A tab at the bottom of your screen. Then type and submit your question to the panel. Only AGM related questions will be discussed tonight. Again, this is a business AGM in compliance with company law, and it's just the AGM agenda we're discussing tonight. How voting or polling will work. Instead of having a traditional proposer and seconder at a physical AGM, tonight we'll ask all delegates to approve each item. For each vote, all delegates are asked will have one choice to make by clicking either yes, no, or abstain. Please be careful when voting, as we only have one vote per item and we aim for full accuracy. There is a time limit of 60 seconds for each delegate to cast their vote. Once all votes have been cast, results will be presented within a few seconds for all delegates to see on screen. This function is to provide full transparency on votes cast in real time. So when it comes to the slide of the AGM where we're having a vote, the vote will actually pop up in front of your screen, and then you move your cursor onto one of the 3 options you want to click on. We will now hold a test vote to help familiarize delegates on this process. Thanks, Ruth. So please go ahead and vote. Okay, thanks, Ruth. As you can see there, 84% of the delegates voted yes, 5% voted no, and 11 voted abstain. So I'd like to proceed now to the roll call. And what I'll do here is I'll name the club and the first name of each delegate. And Ruth will open up all mics now. So please, as I said, if we keep background noise to a minimum, we'd much appreciate it. This may take you a few minutes. If I don't hear you say present or unsure, I will come back again at the end of the roll call. There's a total of 3 slides or 55 delegates to go through. So again, your patience would be appreciated here. Okay, Ruth, am I good to go? Or is everyone's mics live? Okay, thanks. So I'll start off for the delegates roll call. And apologies if I mispronounce the name of a club or a person's name. I'll do my best to get it accurate. Arklow and Wicklow Hillwalkers, Alan. Is Alan Brooks present? Okay. Ballahora Bears, Marion.
I'm present. Alan Brooks present.
Thank you, Alan. Is Marion there? Ballahora Bears. Okay, I'll come back to Marion. From Bina Bola Hill Walking Club, Eileen. Okay, I will come back. Blarney Walking Group, Brian White. Okay. Blarney Ramblers, Rita Connell and Nikki Hoare. Okay, I hope we don't have any difficulty with sound. I'll continue on. Clear out.
You need to unmute.
Okay, I see Alan Brooks has joined. For Clare Outdoor Club, is Monica or Bill present?
See.
Okay. For Cummins Shul Cus Corrib, Sheila or Gerard? Okay, for Cork Youth Climbing Club, Paul Ennis.
Yeah, I'm here.
Paul, thank you. Is Eileen Brady there?
Yes, present.
Thanks, Eileen. For Dublin Cliffhangers Youth Climbing Club, Siobhan Egan.
Here.
Thanks, Siobhan. For Galtee Walking Club, we have 4 delegates, or sorry, 2 delegates. Is Aidan or Doreen here?
Yes, Doreen is here.
Thank you, Doreen. Is Aidan here? Okay, I'll come back for Aidan. For Galway Walking Club, Hanover and Anne.
Are you there, Ultra?
Yeah.
Shoot off, I'm coming up here now.
Okay, was that Anne or Hanover? Okay. I'll continue on to the next few. For Glen Walk, is Anne-Marie there? For Glen Walk is Hugon. Or for Glen Walk.
Hello, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear anything, but I am at the meeting.
Who is that?
Anne Brindley is present.
Anne-Marie, thank you. That's great.
Hugon is present as well. Yeah, I said my name and then I was muted.
Thank you, Hugon. That's great. Is Yvonne there? Okay, okay. I might just go to the next slide, Ruth, if that's okay, and I'll come back to those names I haven't confirmed on that slide. So the next name is GS Mountaineering Club. Javon, are you there? Okay, I'll come back for Javon.
I don't know, I've lost it.
For the Irish Mountaineering Club, is John Mansfield there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, John. For Irish Ramblers Club, is Paul Caffrey there? For Irish Ramblers, is Joe Byrne present?
Present.
Thank you, Joe. For Irish Ramblers, is Simon Stewart there?
Yes, I'm present.
Thank you, and hi, Simon. For Irish Ramblers, is Terry there?
Yes, present.
Thanks, hi, Terry. For Kick-Ass Adventures, is Andrea there?
Yes, present.
Thank you. Mid-Tip Hillwalkers, is Denise there? Okay, I'll come back for Denise. For Mid-Tip Hillwalkers, is Breathe there?
Yes, Bree's here.
Thank you. Middleton Hill Walking Club, Ann Walsh. Okay, I'll come back for Anne. Lashlenta, Jared, are you there?
Present.
Hi, Jared. And for Lashlenta, is Anya there?
Yes, present.
Thank you. Navan Trekkers, is Owen there? Okay, I'll come back for Owen. New Ross Ramblers, is Tom there?
Present.
Tom, is Dick there?
Present.
Thanks, Dick. For Peaked Mountaineering, is Will and Rebecca present?
Rebecca is here.
Okay, is Will there? I'll come back for Will. For Queen's University, is Emilia and James present? For Queen's University Belfast Mountaineering Club, James and Emilia? Okay, I'll come back to Queen's again. Ruth, can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. For Rossway Walkers, is Claire or Kathleen there? Thanks, Claire. Is Kathleen there? Okay, I'll come back for Kathleen. Skerry's Walking Club, is Ruth present? Okay, Ruth Johnson. For Skerry's Walking Club, is Mary Collins present?
Yes, I'm present.
Thanks, Mary. For Swilly Hiking Club, is Mary there? Okay, for Swilly Hiking Club, is Margaret there? Okay. For the Trekkers Mountaineering Club, is Fiona there? Okay, I will come back to Fiona. For Trekkers, is Alan there?
Alan's here.
Thanks, Alan. For Tralee Mountaineering Club, is Monica present? Okay, I'll come back for Monica. And for Tralee Mountaineering Club, is Shane there? Shane Mulligan. Okay. For the Wayfarers, is Rye present? Rye Madden? Okay, I'll come back for Rye. For our honorary member, Mr. Patrick O'Sullivan, are you there?
Present.
Hi, Patrick, thank you.
Thanks.
For individual members, is Chris Evans here? Okay, I'll come back for Chris. Is Kieran O'Connor present? Okay. Is Jack Berryton present? Okay, I'll come back for Jack. And finally then for individual member, is Jessica McGarry present?
Yes, I'm here.
Thanks, Jessica. Well, we have a quorum present by numbers and by clubs, but I want to do a recap again for the ones that did not confirm either way. So, Ruth, can we go back to the first slide of the roll call again to Arklow and Wicklow Hillwalkers? Thank you. I go down to my list again. So for Barry Hora Bears, is Marion Wallace present? Marion, are you there? Okay. For Clare Outdoor Club, is Monica present?
Yes,
Or
I
Bill?
am.
Monica,
here.
thank you. Is Bill Healy there? Okay. For Cumann Sul Cuscarab, is Sheila there?
Yes.
Thanks, Sheila. And is Jared Mangan there?
Trying to get on, having problems.
No problem, okay. We will continue. The Galty Walking Club, is Aidan Dilworth there?
Yes, present.
Thanks, Aidan. Next up is Galway Walking Club, is Hanoa Gilligan present? Okay. And for Galway Walking Club, is Anne Brindley present?
Yes, present.
Going to the
Thanks, Anne. Thank you. Okay. For the GS, sorry, the next slide, Ruth.
twice for the roll call. I shouldn't answer yet.
So for GS Mountaineering Club, can I confirm is Siobhan present? Okay. For Irish Ramblers, is Paul Caffrey there? Okay. I do understand that some of our delegates may have problems with their sound, but they have registered and they are part of the AGM. They may not be able to talk, but they will be able to vote regardless. And we have the quorum, but I'll continue on to see if anybody else can confirm their presence vocally. But we have them online presence, I can guarantee. Mid-Tip Hillwalkers, is Dennis Laffin there? Okay. From Middleton Hill Walking Club is Anne Walsh. Sorry, was that Denise?
Yeah.
Thank you, Denise. Apologies if I got your name wrong.
I'm registered, but I'm not on the list at all.
Is from Middleton Hill Walking Club, Anne Walsh present?
Anyway, he says that she'll be able to get anyway. Yeah, right. Bye.
Okay, Anne Walsh, I'll come back there. Navan Trekkers, is Owen present? Okay. For the Peaks Hill Walking Club, Will Smith. For Queen's University, 2 delegates, is James present? Or is Emilia present? Okay. Can we go to the next slide, please, Ruth? Thank you. Rossway Walkers, is Kathleen here? For Skerries Walking Club, is Ruth Johnson here? Okay. For Swilly Hiking Club, is Mary Devan here? Okay. For the Trekkers Mountaineering Club, is Fiona here? Okay. For the Tralee Mountaineering Club, is Monica or Shane present? Okay. For the Wayfarers, is Roy Madden here? Okay. And for individual members, then there is 3. I want to double check if you can confirm that you're here. Chris Evans, Kieran O'Connor, or Jack Berryton. Okay. Ruth, if I could ask you to continue on by muting all mics again, and I just want to confirm that we have the quorum, we can proceed, and the delegates that have not confirmed vocally their presence, they will be still able to attend the AGM, continue in the AGM, and have the vote part of the AGM as well. So without further ado, I'd like to continue the AGM and go to the next slide and hand you over to the chairman of the board, Mr. Paul Barron. Thank you.
Thanks, Mauro. Am I good to go, Ruth?
Good to go, yeah.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can I be seen there, Ruth? Because I can't see myself.
I can see you fine, Paul.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. That was a bit of an ordeal. I think if we're having an online AGM again, we'll have to find another way of doing the roll call, but we are where we are. Thank you for so many people for turning up tonight. I see we have almost 50 attendees. Those of you who've been at AGMs over the last few years will know that we would hardly get that in a live situation. So it's a very good turnout for this virtual meeting. So without further ado, I want to get into the agenda now. And you'll see from the screen there, the first item on the agenda is the adoption of standing orders. And I think we have that on the slide, Ruth. So these are the regular standing orders that we use at all our AGMs. We don't have any motions for discussion this evening, but I think the main import of the standing orders is that there's a limit on the speaking time that any delegate has. That's limited to 2 minutes on any issue. So we've tried the voting system, so now we're going to do it live. So can we have a vote on the adoption of the standing orders, please, Ruth? Okay, so you can see the results there. So 93% in favor of the adoption of the standing orders and 7% abstain. So I'm taking that as agreed. So moving swiftly on, the next item on the agenda is the minutes of our 2012 AGM, which was held in Blanchardstown March 12 months ago, 30th of March 2012. And I'm going to take firstly put it to the floor that the minutes are a fair and accurate record of the meeting. So if we could vote on that initially.
Just to remind our delegates as well as you're casting your vote there, that we have all the club and individual delegates. We have staff members joining the AGM as well, and the board members who are not present on the panel are also in attendance and present in the virtual capacity of the AGM here tonight. And I know they'd want me to pass on their welcome to you all and your thanks for joining.
Okay, so the results of that are in. 70% voted in favour and 30% abstain. I'm guessing the people who abstained are the people who may not have been present at the AGM. So I'm taking that as agreed. Incidentally, I see on the chat forum there that people are still signing in from Queen's University.
Yes.
You're very welcome. And if other people have arrived in a little bit late, you might put it up on the chat as well. Moving on then to item 3 is our President's address. Now, unfortunately, our President Paul Kelleher is indisposed, but what he was going to say has been placed on our website today, and I think there's a link to his address there for you. So I'm taking his address as read. It's not something we vote on, and it's a pity that Paul can't be with us, but we wish Paul well and wish him a speedy recovery. So I'm now going to move on to item 4 on the agenda, which is the election to full membership of aspirant clubs. As you may be aware, clubs that wish to join MI initially are admitted by virtue of a board decision to aspirant status. And after the completion of the necessary formalities, then they can become full members of MI by vote at the AGM. So we have 8 clubs that fall into that category. And rather than voting on them individually, what I propose to do is take the 8 clubs in block. All of them have completed the necessary formalities in terms of what's required to become full members of MI, and so their election to full membership is recommended by the board. So if we can put that to a vote, please, Ruth. Right, so we've 98% in favour and 2%, one person abstained. Fair enough. So I deem all 8 clubs to be full members of MI, and hope that they'll be with us for a long time to come, and look forward to meeting them face to face at some stage whenever all this lockdown and restrictions come finally to an end, hopefully.
Also, Paul, just to welcome those members from those new clubs who are at the AGM tonight, a special welcome and thanks for attending as well.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Maura. So moving on to item 4 then, this is the Company Secretary's report, and Maura, as well as being our CEO, is also registered as our Company Secretary. So Maura, would you take this item, please?
Thanks, Paul. If we go to the next slide, please. I'm going to take this report as read. I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to have a quick read through it if you haven't read it already. And while you are reading it, before we go to the vote on it, I just want to remind our delegates that and to thank them for their consideration and their patience and submitting all their AGM questions in advance. I know this is a totally new procedure for us, and if things were different, we would like more so than ever to have a physical face-to-face AGM, but we're not in normal times. And next Thursday night is a great opportunity for our club members and our individual members to discuss exactly any questions or queries they have over and above those clubs that we've already been in contact with and those individual members we've been in contact with. Throughout the AGM tonight, we will try and answer the majority of those questions relevant to the AGM as part of the slides and as part of the presentation. So if everybody has finished reading the Company Secretary report, I'm happy to proceed to the vote part.
Okay, thanks, Maura. We'll put that to a vote, Ruth. Okay, so 90% in favour and 10% abstained. So I'm taking that as agreed. Thanks, Ruth. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the approval of our financial statements for 2019. And I'm going to hand you over to Imelda Buckley, who's chair of the Finance, Audit and Risk Committee. Imelda?
Thank you, Paul, and good evening, everyone. This evening, we're presenting the financial statements for the year ending 31st December 2019. Total income for the year then amounted to €1,102,000, while expenditure amounted to just over €1,099,000, resulting in a surplus then of €3,051. Our funding for the year then is made up of €225,000 from Sport Ireland core funding, with €4,000 for women's sport, €245,000 for the Get Around Walking programme, €35,000 from the Sport Inclusion Grant, with an additional Sports Capital Grant of £7,500 received. And then we receive £48,500 from Sport Northern Ireland, and this is specifically for the youth engagement and club development initiatives in Northern Ireland. The next slide then just shows here the detail of the line items for income and expenditure during the year that gave rise to that surplus, and that's actually in the financial report, so you can have a look at that in more detail. Total equity of Mountaineering Ireland then is made up as follows. We have retained earnings and reserves of just over €179,000 and the Environmental Defence Fund of just over €21,000. Just in relation then to the Environmental Defence Fund, the board reviews proposals from the Access and Conservation Committee on how to discharge this fund. The fund has always been recognised as separate to the company's deposit funds, and in recent times then we've recorded it in the audited accounts to that effect, so you can see it there. During 2019, Mountaineering Ireland has continued to operate appropriate financial processes and practices, and no queries have been received from our auditors or funders. I think now then we can just go to an online vote then to adopt those financials for 2019, if that's okay, Ruth. Okay, I see then we have 91% there as approving and 9% then abstaining. So I think we can take those as approved. Thank you for that. Finally then, just my special thanks then to my fellow FAR committee members for the work during the year, board members, our accountants IFT and our auditors Whiteside Cullinan. The next thing then we need to do is appoint our auditors for 2020, and the board wish to propose the appointment, the continued appointment of Whiteside Cullinan. So we now need to go to a vote, another online vote then to appoint Whiteside Cullinan, if that's okay.
Just while the vote is taking place there, we have a question raised from a delegate about being able to show the list of participants at the AGM or attendees. Regrettably, in the Zoom We don't have that function available where we can show all the delegates who's present, hence the emphasis put on the roll call being conducted twice to ensure we got everyone. However, since the roll call, a number of delegates have confirmed via the Q&A section that they are present, that their volume just didn't work. So we have those people accounted for.
Okay, that resulted in then at 91% or 40 delegates voting yes. I think we can take them as been appointed then. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Imelda. Okay, where are we now? So item 8, a statement on safeguarding. So this is a requirement of our funders. As Imelda has just explained to us, we get significant amounts of funding from Sport Ireland, and we also are funded by Sport Northern Ireland. And part of the terms and conditions of those funding streams are that we adhere to the highest standards of child protection and safeguarding. So our funders require that at the AGM that this safeguarding statement is noted by the membership. So it's there. I'll allow you a couple of minutes to read over it. I don't think there should be anything in it that you haven't seen before or come across, and then we'll take a quick vote. Thanks, Ruth. Okay, thank you. That was unanimous, 100% in favour of the adoption of that statement on safeguarding. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is a similar requirement of our funders that we adopt an anti-doping statement. You may well ask why, but this is really relates to indoor climbing and sports climbing. I don't expect that those of us who go hill walking will be subject to doping anytime soon. But again, this is a requirement of our sponsors. So again, can we put this to a vote, please? Okay, full marks again. Thanks very much for that. Righto then. The next item on our agenda is the nomination for election to the board. And as you'll see from the paperwork, we had one vacancy on the field for which we received one nomination from the Irish Mountaineering Club in respect of Noel Caffrey. His short bio was included in the papers for the AGM. So I'm going to put that to a vote now, please. Okay, so we have an 81% vote in favour of the appointment of Noel Caffrey to the board. Appointments to the board require a simple majority, so I deem Noel Caffrey elected. Congratulations, Noel, and I know you're out there somewhere. We look forward to working with you on the board over the next while. Now, that's the end of the formal business, Mauro. I've been busy trying to keep the show on the road here. I see some questions and answers there. Have you guys been answering them behind the scenes?
Yes, that's correct, Paul. The one key question is it possible to show who the participants are at the AGM? But I've answered that by saying we don't have that functionality on Zoom to be able to share with all the delegates. But what I can confirm, out of the 55 delegates sent in from clubs and the 4 individual members plus 1 honorary member, 39 of them had the capacity to vote, and 16 of them are present but decided not to vote. But we still carry the votes and they are still legitimate. Added to that, then we had a possible total of about 70 people at the AGM tonight, which is quite high, even when we'd have a physical AGM. That includes a number of staff and the rest of the board members who also attended the AGM as well. But the delegates were the ones with the key votes, and they're the votes that we counted on tonight. Just to say thank you very much for your time and your patience. I know these are very extreme times, and that we do expect better days in the future. And next Thursday night will be a great opportunity to hear from individual members and clubs that we haven't been speaking to in the office yet. The full staff team will be on that Zoom call as well, and we'll be able to cover all key areas that you might have questions on about the current environment, about access, about training, about hill walking, climbing, or any other concerns you have or issues you have about how clubs go back doing their business again based on roadmaps within Northern Ireland and in the Republic of Ireland as well. So that again is on next Thursday evening, the 2nd of July, and a start time at 7 p.m. as well. And it would help if you could pre-register your questions in advance by Friday by 5 p.m. just to allow us as a staff team to coordinate the questions and categorize them so that we can have a bit of structure for the evening as well. But apart from that, from my point of view, I'd like to say thank you very much for your cooperation tonight, and pass you back to Paul now. Thank you.
Okay, Maura, thank you very much for that. Okay, we're just about to wrap up. Can I thank all of you who took the time out this evening on this beautiful evening? I'm looking out the window here and the sun is still shining, and I hope it is wherever you are. So thank you for joining with us tonight. I'm sorry that things were a bit slow at the start. We'll work on that for the next time. Can I say a special word of thanks to Maura and the team, particularly to Ruth and Siobhan, who did all the organising for this, and we would have been lost without them. Certainly I would. So look forward to seeing you on the hills and the crags soon. It looks like the various restrictions are gradually being eased, and we can get out, those of us who live in the Republic can get out of our 20k zones at last, and hopefully over the next couple of months things will come back to some sort of normality. And with that, we'll sign off. Thank you all and stay safe. Good night.